Yeah.
Oh, for real?
Mhm.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I did it in high school,
Okay.
and I loved it.
Okay, I was gonna say.
But I've refused to do it as an adult because it's a thing.
Okay, but you also said, yeah, like you're really good at it.
I loved it.
Are you watching this? Are you watching? Yeah. Are you watching this? You need to get with it. Are you watching this? We on a TV shit. Are you watching this? You don't wanna miss. Are you watching this? Stop canceling our shit.
You're ready. Okay. Are you ready to do this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. Welcome to the Are You Watching This podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Ellen.
Oh, and I'm Chelsea.
And we're just gonna get right into it.
Mhm.
What have you been watching this week?
So I didn't really watch much new. I did watch that Bust Down show that you recommended.
Yeah.
With Langston Kerman, Sam J, Jax, and Chris Redd.
Yeah.
I don't remember Jax's last name.
Jack Knight.
Yeah, Jack Knight.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
You're the only thing you didn't warn me about is that it's only 6 episodes.
Yeah.
And they're like 25 minutes each.
Yeah. It's
So-
a quick
Yeah.
run through. But I think I didn't mention because I probably watched those 6 episodes 24 times.
Yeah.
So it feels like a whole season. But
Mhm.
yeah. I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, I really liked it. I think a lot of people should, well, I think everybody should, but
Yeah.
if it's something that they seem interested in, because yeah, it's just a well-written show.
Yeah.
The characters are really good.
Yeah.
Their quotes and like just the stuff that they talk about
It's so smart but funny.
and random.
silly. Yeah. Yes.
I think it's in the first episode, they're debating about which celebrity's poop you'd want to eat.
Yeah.
I was like, what's going on?
It's definitely like you can tell they just got together and
Mhm.
started writing just a show that friends created,
Mhm.
which I really, really love about it.
Yep.
Yeah. And yeah, it sucks that we won't get a season 2.
Yeah.
It's okay. Anything else?
The other new thing that I watched, and I watched this today because I saw it was on The Baldwins.
Oh my God, I did see that. Okay, go ahead. Tell me.
I will not be watching another episode.
I'm surprised you sat through the whole thing.
Sat through is generous. I was on my phone.
Okay.
But this is what I wrote down. It is chaos. They have 7 kids.
Yep.
So it is just chaos.
Yeah.
And they have 8 animals. Like
Oh.
4 cats and 4 dogs.
Oh, wow.
And-
oh, wow.
In like a 4-bedroom New York apartment. So that's not going to be a huge space.
yeah.
I mean, it's nice, but in New
Yeah.
York, you don't get that much space in an apartment.
Do they have like sets of twins?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I think the boys are. Anyway, she
Just trying
dropped.
to make sense of the 7 kids and 4
Oh,
rooms or
yeah.
3 rooms.
Yeah, they have all the boys together, and then the
Okay.
baby has one room, and then the oldest girl has a room, and then they have a bedroom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wowie. Okay.
She has dropped the accent,
For the show or
Ye-
for good?
I guess for good,
Okay.
but at least in the show.
She is psycho.
Yeah, the whole show is absolutely a PR thing.
Yeah.
They are trying to, I don't want to say, kind of rewrite how they've been presented.
Yeah.
So, and they even like talk about the accent thing, except they don't
The first
explain it.
episode?
Yeah.
Okay.
They just like, yeah, she's like, I speak Spanish and my family's over in Spain now. And it's like, that still does not explain what's going on
yeah.
or what was happening.
Yeah.
The other thing that they do talk about is the accident that happened on the set, the shooting.
Yes.
And that's very sad. Like, obviously, the whole situation is very sad. I
Yeah.
feel so sad for that family. And I do feel really bad for Alec Baldwin because that obviously was like a very traumatic thing that happened to him. And
Yeah.
so he is going through like the court hearings and stuff while they're filming. And so that part was like, oh man,
Yeah. That
That's-
was really.
it's taking a toll on him.
Yeah. Damn. Okay. I feel like after 30 Rock fame, it was like everyone loved him, but then somewhere before the on-set shooting thing happened, like people stopped liking him.
There was some stuff that came out about him that he did that was not, it was not that bad, especially like what we hear about celebrities today.
Yeah.
But I think kind of just put a little bit of a distaste
Not
for
great.
him.
Yeah, was it like he was a dick or something?
Yeah, like he like left a really mean voicemail for his daughter because his parents like were divorced or he had gotten divorced from his wife, his daughter's mom, and
Yeah.
they were really butting heads with it, and so he left a really nasty voicemail.
Oh, and that got leaked?
Yeah,
Wow.
and I think that he was like really rude to a flight attendant.
Yes, I think like, was that the rest, like a waiter or something like that.
Yeah, so
Wow.
I think it was, but in the scheme of things nowadays,
Yeah. Yeah, true. It's light work, really.
yeah,
I get
so.
you. Okay. Anything else to note from that show?
No, that was it.
I did I put it on 2 minutes in. I said, oh no, this is not for me. No. I saw the 7 kids thing and I said, wait, what? Like, I knew they kept having babies, but I didn't know it went to that number.
I'm sorry to the people that have 7 kids.
I'm not.
There's that is your choice. I would never make that is 2 dogs is too many.
Right.
Like,
Right.
I think past 3, that just seems like very unmanageable.
100%. I agree.
I'm sure other people can do it.
I don't
I
think
can't.
they are doing it. I think some kids are getting neglected. I'm sorry. I'll be the one to say it.
Well, and I do think that what happens is you get the
Older
like having to take care of the younger ones, and I think that's very unfair.
I agree.
I don't think that kids at any point should be taking on the responsibility because the parents made certain life choices.
100% agree.
Whether that's having a lot of kids, whether that's being vegan, whatever. Like, you should not be inflicting those things on your children until they can make that choice for themselves.
Yeah.
So, which I don't think that I didn't see a lot of that going on in this family. So,
Okay.
it was just chaos.
The veganism or
The other kids having to take care of.
Yeah. Well, they also do have a lot of money, so they can.
They had, you saw
help.
like at least one thing
Exactly.
running around.
Which, I'm glad you do need help these days, but for like 3 kids max, 7 kids it's nuts. And you heard it here first. I am judging you.
Yeah.
If you have 7 kids, especially in 2025.
Yeah. We have means to control that.
Yeah.
For now.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, cool. So should the people check that show out or not? What's it called?
The bald ones.
The bald ones, yeah.
I'm not a big fan, or I don't consume a lot of shows that are following people around in their life.
Yeah.
Teen Mom's really about the only one.
Yeah.
And that's more just out of kind of nostalgia this now. But if you like that type of show, you might enjoy it.
Okay. Fair. Nice little review.
Yeah.
Okay. I have had a week of a lot of television and I'm so happy about it.
I'm excited.
Let's see. I wrote down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So
6 new shows?
Well, 2. I guess 1. I was just catching up, which is Traders, but I do have comments. I will start with. Let's start with Dr. Watson.
Okay.
Finally took another look at it. Hate it.
Okay.
It's corny and a flop. Hate was strong. That was very strong. I'm so sorry, Morris. But corny, and I had to write down like a dialogue that in episode 1, was it 1? I like concentrated on 1 finally, and then I was like, okay, let me give 2 a shot, but I was barely watching it,
Mm-hmm.
so it could have been 1 or 2, but Dr. Watson, played by Morris, goes, "Can you smile for me?" to a lady on the show, and then she goes, "You were married once, you know never to tell a woman to smile." And it was just kind of that kind of dialogue, and it was very hard to stomach and watch, and it was not good. So I would say don't watch it, people.
All right.
It's not worth it. It'll probably get canceled. I'll be so shocked if it doesn't.
Yeah. All right. Well, good to know.
Yeah.
You're doing the hard work.
This is what the show is about.
Yeah.
Speaking of work, Suits LA.
Okay.
I checked that out yesterday because I think it premiered on USA or NBC or something Sunday, and then it came on Peacock Monday.
Okay, yeah.
We should all know Suits by now, the original, the legal drama.
That had Meghan Markle,
Yes.
Merkel, whatever, on the first 2 or 3 seasons.
She 4.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. And yeah, it was a great show. Did you ever watch it?
Mm-mm.
Okay. It's a great binge.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
It's kind of on the list of maybe the next time I get the flu.
Yeah, to watch it.
Yeah.
So they made a spin-off, an LA version. Okay, thoughts. I mean, off top, don't like it.
Okay.
The reviews that have come out about it are not great either, from critics and publications. I saw the reviews first and I was like, you know what, let me still check it out. The issue is, first of all, the lead,
Mm-hmm.
Stephen Amell, the actor. He's not great
Okay.
compared to the lead from the original, Gabriel, I think Marsh or something. And Stephen tries to be Gabriel, and it's not great. And also, Gabriel was hotter. I feel like Stephen didn't really age well. Did you ever watch Arrow?
Yeah.
Okay, he, that was, I feel like,
Oh,
his
yeah,
prime.
yeah.
That's him, the
Okay.
guy from
Mm-hmm.
Arrow on the CW. So he's the lead on this show. He didn't age the best. So, and he's meant to be like sexy and suave and a bit of a dick, and I feel like you can only, not a bit of a dick, a big dick. And I feel like you can only get away with that if you are good looking. I mean, it's pretty privileged, right? So it doesn't hit. Also, Stephen Amell, I'm pretty sure he also, kind of like Alec Baldwin, there was some things that came out about him. I Googled him because I remembered seeing it, but I couldn't remember what. And there was an article by onparade.com that said, Arrow star just likes the taste of shoe leather because he puts his foot in his mouth so much. And I was like, solid, little tagline or
Yeah,
headline or whatever.
that's a really good one.
Yeah. But what I did like about the show is that it has some like known TV actors from a million other shows. So when you see them pop up as you're getting introduced to the different characters, you're like, oh. And it also has a bunch of new actors, which, again, I think, TV shows like this do a good job of bringing onto the screen. Like Meghan Markle, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
And one known actor that I love that was on there is Brian Greenberg. He played Jake Jagalski on One Tree Hill, Peyton's love interest, and or Ben on How to Make It in America.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever he's on TV or shows, I just have a crush on him. So to see him on the show, I was like, oh, I'm so glad he's gotten a role somewhere else. But it's not a great TV show, so I probably won't be seeing him for
Just one episode out so far?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll watch the second
No.
one? Okay.
Hard no.
Okay.
It will, again, like Dr. Watson, I will be surprised if it gets renewed. I feel like a lot of legwork will need to be done. It also has Victoria Justice from Nickelodeon.
Interesting.
Yeah. I feel like they have names on there where they might try to make it work for a second season, but it's not great.
Man,
Yeah.
really, you've been really psyched about certain shows, and they have not pulled through.
At all. But you know what? We still new into the year.
And I think in the spring too, usually the shows that come out are like kind of the
Better.
we'll see how this goes.
Oh, this.
Yeah, like in the falls when the
Yeah, the good ones. Yeah, I agree. Okay, next. I decided to give myself the homework of watching a Apple TV show once a month that I've just never watched. I decided to start with Surface.
I just saw, I think it's like number 2 right now.
Exactly, yes. it's
And I was
number
like,
2.
I want to watch this.
Yes.
I hadn't yet.
Thoughts?
Yeah, you tweeted something about like,
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna condense this one. It's like a British TV drama. They've done a couple like it on Netflix. I'm trying to think of names of shows that, like, there was one I recently watched on Netflix that it's similar, but it leans onto the side of like unrealistic horny drama, but because it's like a whodunit or a mystery. It's a mystery. It's good. The acting is good. I think they drag it out for a little too long. But then by the end of season 1, I was like, fuck, okay, I guess I gotta check out season 2. So season 2 just came out, and there's only one episode out. Because I was, by the end of, like, the second to last episode of season 1, I was like, okay, I'm not going to, I made it this far, just finish it, but I'm not going to watch season 2. By the end of the whole season 1, I was like, all right, I gotta check out season 2. I don't think season 2 is going to be amazing, but I will ride for as long as I can.
So the ending of season 1 made it kind of like made up for the
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because like the cliffhanger or where the story is going, I kind of want to find out more. And I feel like you also invest a lot of time. I think it's a 10 episode season for season 1, 55 minutes each episode. Yeah, so at that point I was like, I'm stuck. But it's not my favorite, but I'll keep watching it.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna wait till all of season 2's out, and then I'm just gonna watch season 2. I'm gonna skip season 1.
Honestly, no, wait. That's not what I thought you were gonna say. No, you've gotta watch season 1.
I'll figure it out.
I'm gonna come on here and tell you season 2 shit. So,
Also,
so you can decide where to pick it up.
yeah.
All right. I think the last, I guess, drama, because the last 2 are reality TV shows, is a show I did really love and I found on Hulu, but it's a Fox show and it's a drama, medical drama. The name is ridiculous. I feel like, because the premise is very interesting and cool, but the name is Doc. Have you heard of it? Have you seen it?
Yes, but it's like D is like initials, right? Or an abbreviation, isn't it?
It's just Doc.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not
Okay.
like DR or DOC. It's
Okay.
DOC.
Yeah.
Yeah. It actually premiered this year, January 7th.
Okay.
So we are, I want to say, 7 episodes in. I didn't really write that down. It has, the lead is Molly Parker, who, I guess, Deadwood. I never watched Deadwood, but that's where what she's most known for. The premise is amazing. It basically, she gets into an accident and forgets everything in the last, I think, 10 years.
Okay.
But the person she was before the accident, she was a bit of a dick. And then the person she is after the accident is like this warm, loving person. So it's throwing everybody off in her life. What I love about it is because we get to see the duality of an actor playing 2 different types of people, but in one character.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do you have opinions
And I was
about
like,
that?
Yep. I was like, that's how you do it, Molly.
Yeah.
It's a guilty pleasure. It's not like critically acclaimed television. It gives like House, and it's a procedural, medical drama procedural. So it starts off with, an incident of a non-recurring characters, and then credits, and then you get the whole story of how this medical thing is getting solved. It's great. I love it. By the end, I found it. I watched the first episode. I was like, all right, let me check out episode 2. Kept on going, and when I reached the final, 2 episodes, I was pretty bummed, there wasn't more out. So I thought that was a good sign that I liked it.
Are there more coming out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty sure it comes out Tuesdays or Wednesdays. Unsure. But yeah, they're still mid-season.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I wrote that one
Doc.
down.
And that one, I do think it will get renewed, guys. I hope you watch it so it does get renewed. Please. I really like it. Yeah, I really like it.
I'm gonna go watch it.
Okay. Okay. You want to talk traders?
Yes. Let's talk traders.
Are you all caught up?
Yes.
Okay. I guess I tweeted it, really, I had a lot of thoughts, but my only thought I wanted to come on here and say is Alan and the producers have won the season. Nobody else has won. They all suck. Traders and Faithfuls.
Yeah. I mean, I think Tom Sandoval is just very entertaining to watch,
Yeah.
but that's just him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they're all entertaining to watch.
Well,
It was-
Ivor's very boring to watch. He brings nothing to that show.
As do all royalty.
I feel like they're probably using his house, and he's like, yeah, you can use my house, but if I'm in the show.
That is possibly the funniest thing we said on the podcast.
Do you not think that that's
I
probably
agree.
true?
No, I agree, because he really does give nothing, and I can't believe he's made it this far.
Watch him win too.
No, that'd be ridiculous.
The royal family needs some more money.
I feel like that would make this season probably the worst season if he does win.
Oh yeah, because he's done nothing
At all. Do you think there will be a winner trader, or do you think?
Ooh.
Do you think they'll all find out before the end?
I don't know. The way that the last trader, do we want to say who it is?
No.
Okay, let's just
I
say that
guess.
the last trader that's currently there now.
Yeah.
Is
Is that from The Amazing World? No.
Big Brother.
Oh, okay.
Is I can't tell if she's doing a really good job or a terrible job.
Yeah, fair.
It like goes back and forth, and at the ending of this last episode, I'm like, that might have been too much. She might have just crossed the line of
Oh, I get you. Get you.
her
Yeah.
trying to act like she's not.
Yes. Yeah. I do think going through all the episodes this season, that moment in the last episode of her reacting is worth going through season 3.
So, and I forgot about this. They talk about it at the beginning. I think on the very first episode.
Yeah.
This is kind of gonna give away, but
It's
her,
okay. I feel like we can't mention her. It's on. You can.
Oh,
like, it's
yeah,
on
yeah.
social media. Yeah. I thought you meant the one she recruited.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that one is too fresh. To
yeah.
mention.
But her and Brittany, they were on Big Brother together, and Brittany backstabbed her and won.
Right.
And so everybody's like, what if she does that again?
Right. Yeah.
So that would be very entertaining.
Yeah, to see that play out. I couldn't understand if she was playing the game smart or not, but I mean, she's made it this far.
I know, same.
But yeah, that last round table was awful, terrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else to say about Traders? Did you? I guess you did watch it.
Yeah, I watched it pretty early last week, and by that I mean on Thursday. So it's a little
Yeah.
fuzzy in my memory. I am very curious where it's going though, because the people that I thought were going to lead the game have left, and I think there's still a couple strong like they're playing a strong game.
Yeah.
Is it the best game ever? No, but
Yeah.
compared to the rest of them, so I'm curious to see if they stay on a good path or
Yeah.
what happens.
I agree. Okay. Okay, and then the last show is Love is Blind. I only watched the pod episodes. I did not watch this week's drop. No, the Friday.
Yeah.
The latest Friday drop. I did not watch. The pod episodes were enough for me. Terrible season. I could go on about the contestants, characters, people, but I just think overall they're just very bland and annoying. And yeah, I was trying to also pinpoint why it might have been a terrible season, and I guess this season they're in Minnesota, Minneapolis, right?
I think so, yeah.
And you know, that city really doesn't give much. So the people in it also.
Well, and I think a lot of them live in like North Dakota.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
have you ever been to Sioux Falls, North Dakota?
Never.
I think it's like the big city in North Dakota,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's where Chelsea from Teen Mom lived. And we were doing a cross-country road trip and driving through North Dakota, and I was like, we're gonna finally hit a big city. We pull in to Sioux Falls, and I'm like, there's not one building that's over 5 stories.
No, stop.
It is just so flat. Yeah, I was like, wow, okay.
There's not much going on.
No.
Okay.
The Badlands are out in that area though, which are really pretty, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it just, the people, place, I think they all go hand in hand. So that's all I can say about Love is Blind this season. I think it's boring because of where it's set.
I think it's fair.
Yeah.
The only thing I caught up, so I watched the new 3 episodes. They were quite boring. It picks up a little bit of speed at the end episode,
The last one.
episode 9, yeah, towards the end. That's when people are starting to butt heads because they're back, they're living in the apartment together.
Right.
They're starting to question the other person, and
Yeah.
so we're starting to see it crumble.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying that a little bit. So
Okay. Is
I'll
the next episode the wedding?
mhm,
Okay.
the next 3, I guess.
Okay, yeah.
So I'll watch the last 3, but it's
Yeah.
definitely not the best season.
No, it's not.
It kind of feels like the British Love is Blind, the UK one,
Mhm.
in that it was very, there wasn't that much drama going on, so they kind of have to like drum up drama.
Mhm.
But the UK version was better, was a
Yeah.
lot better.
Yeah.
Because,
I feel like their personalities were
yes.
better. I feel like
yeah.
these group of people,
Mhm.
I feel like we all know Ben, whoever those people are. We all know one in real life, and it's kind of like, just get your shit together, man.
Mhm.
You know. So yeah, your sympathy's kind of capped. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
But I do want to mention, and I texted you about it when I was watching, that they talk about appearances
Mhm.
this season and like way more than they ever have, and I also think it ruins the show.
Mhm.
That's not what the point of the show is. So if you're trying to guess that while you're there in the pods, it's ridiculous. And yeah, it's ridiculous.
I think I mentioned this last episode when we were talking about Love is Blind, but I don't think they're taking the proposal very seriously either.
Yeah.
Or the whole, we're going to get married in 3 weeks, which is fine. I mean, I don't, they know that they can back out of it, which they can, and that's very much true,
Yeah.
but they are jumping to it knowing that, and they're willing to just be like, well, we'll just see how it plays out. And if
Yeah.
we want to get married in 3 weeks, then we will. And it's like, that kind of defeats the purpose.
Yeah.
You need to be like really committed.
Yeah.
I want to see tears at the altar instead of
Right.
a mutual, like, yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. But I also think that takes a certain kind of like psycho.
Yeah, and none of them are that
None
way.
of that. No. They're just regular people, like dumb dicks and who need therapy, really. But yeah, that is all I've watched. Do you want to say anything more about Love is Blind?
No, there was just there were 3 other little quick things I was gonna say.
Yes.
I watched on Netflix the American Murder Gabby Petito
Yeah.
little mini series thing. It was 3 episodes. It was unnecessary
Okay.
because it told us nothing more than we already knew.
Yeah.
And they use AI to recreate her voice and read like her journal, and I felt that was a little weird.
Yeah, 100%.
So
Yeah, it's just eerie and creepy, and we don't need that
yeah,
at all.
yeah,
Yeah.
especially because we have videos of her talking, so it's like we don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. And it wasn't like they were reading pages. It was just like little paragraphs. So you could just. The other one I watched was I think it was only 2 episodes, the Netflix doc on Bella Gibson, who that apple cider vinegar
Yeah.
is about. Again, unnecessary. We learned nothing that you couldn't already put together from the
That
TV show.
cider
Yeah.
vinegar show. Okay.
So
Got ya.
I'm just like, why are we doing this?
Yeah. And I feel like what were the 2 brothers who murdered their
The Menendez.
Yeah, they also Netflix released a documentary, or was that Hulu?
Well, Netflix did
Mhm.
after the monster show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they're doing that more and more. I feel like a lot of documentaries are coming out just way before necessary. Like ongoing cases is still happening, or situations is still happening, and we're getting documentaries from them. It's not necessary.
They have one on Luigi.
Right. I
That's
don't even think you can call it a documentary.
No, it's not. They're just like summarizing the news, and I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, we've been watching. Twitter's provided me with more information than
Right.
this hour long, whatever it is, has.
Yeah, which I just feel like you can put your money elsewhere. Hollywood.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous and a waste of time.
Yeah.
And hopefully people don't watch it so then they can see that they're not getting ratings and they can quit the shit with it. But
What they need to be spending their time is now finding the perfect person to play Luigi on the show. But they do.
wasn't it Dave Franco who said he got texts from people
Yeah.
And
He at least has the eyebrows.
He does have the eyebrows. Does he have that one freckle?
Yeah, I think he
Yeah, I
does.
think he does. I
Little
think
mole.
he would be the closest lookalike from
Mhm.
the actors in Hollywood that are around right now to play him.
And he's pretty youthful looking too.
Yeah.
So he'll probably still look just good enough
Yeah.
in 5 years if that's when they do it.
Yeah. Probably 5 years. I agree. I'm trying to think of anybody else that might be able to play him, but
That's why they should be scouring America.
oh, you want an unknown?
Well, we also let's not get into it. We know there's multiple people involved in
Oh,
the situation, so
100%.
go find the other people that were involved that looked like him and put them in the show. Anyway, last thing I was going to say, and you might have mentioned this because when I wrote it down, I was like, oh, maybe she did. And so if you did, I apologize. The Netflix show, The Residents, coming out March 20th. It's a Shonda Rhimes show.
Yes, I did not mention it.
Okay.
though, but
I
yes.
I hadn't seen anything about it until this past week.
Yeah.
So I wrote it down. So I want to watch that. I'm excited about it.
Yeah. When does it come out?
March 20th
Okay.
on Netflix.
Okay.
And it's
Put them.
about like a hotel or something. I
Yeah,
don't really
it's like
know.
a who. People who watched the trailer said it's literally like Scandal and How to Get Away with Murder, which is
I loved.
everything
those.
we need,
Yeah.
right? So bring it on. Shonda has caused me many a stress, but she makes great television.
Yes.
So, we give it to her always.
Yeah. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I am too. And they've got like big names on there.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't write it down at all. That's how much I don't like it. But it's worth mentioning because I think people are gonna watch it. It's the one that just came out with like Robert De Niro. I'm pulling it up right now.
TV show?
It's on Netflix. 0 Day. You did not see it?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, it has.
Our algorithms are probably different.
It's a, I guess, thriller, end of the world situation in America due to technology. And they were advertising in it. The promo tour was very light, which for me indicated it wasn't going to be very good. But the cast, when I first saw the trailer and when it first got released to the world, was pretty stacked. Robert De Niro, Jesse Plemons, Lizzie Kaplan, Angela Bassett, Connie Britton, just Dan Stevens, just so many people.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
And it wasn't good?
It wasn't good. It's 6 episodes.
Uh-huh.
It's not good. I got up to episode 4,
Okay, I was about to say, how far did you get?
but like not in a, I got up to, like in a, I just, at this point, let me just finish it.
Mhm.
But it's not good at all.
It's a
Yeah.
bummer.
Yeah. It's just boring. Yeah. That's all I could really say. The acting's good. I get the premise. It's just boring.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you want to check it out, but you won't remember it. So that's on you. Okay. I think that's it.
Yeah, that's all I wrote down.
Hey. I think this is the first time I had a whole list. I did the homework. Nominations?
So I didn't have any new, like from anything that I watched.
Yeah.
Severance was good this week, but wasn't giving me any nominations. So I wanted to recall or like go back to one that was before we started the podcast. And so I'm going to officially nominate, well, I'm going to say The Penguin as a whole, but specifically I want to nominate Kristen Milioti.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that's how you say it.
Who plays Sophia Falcone. I want her to get Best Supporting Actress for drama.
Okay.
She killed it.
She's
So
good.
I'm nominating her.
Yeah, I feel like that category is going to be stacked at the Emmys.
Mhm.
But she really did kill it, and I'm glad she got 1 award so far from it, right?
I think Critics' Choice
Yeah.
Award.
Yeah. Okay, I like that.
What about you?
I am going to nominate, you've already nominated them, but I'm just going to go ahead and nominate Traitors as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think like just the show as a whole?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's like reality TV series or something like that. Yeah. So just the show as a whole.
Okay.
I think, especially last episode, the dramatics, they've got it. that was necessary.
The theatrics in that show are just the fact they like make him get in a coffin, and it's
Alan Cummings.
it's so unnecessary,
I
but I
love
love
him
it.
so much though, because he leans into it, and it's not corny, it's not over the top. It's just enough, but it is over the top. But I guess it's because he is over the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Alan Cummings. I remember him in Romy and Michelle's high school reunion.
Never watched that.
The movie, you need to watch it. It's
Okay.
well, it's very nostalgic, so I like
Okay.
watching. I think it still kind of holds up though.
Okay.
Pretty
Is
good.
it 2000s?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's like 2001 or something like that.
Okay. I'm gonna check it out.
Maybe 1998 actually, but
Okay.
around there.
Late 90s,
Mhm.
early 2000s.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, then I think that's it.
Yes. Before we get into our topic though,
Mm-hmm.
need to issue our first correction
Oh,
or update.
Okay.
So last week we were talking about the history
Oh.
of streaming, and we are talking about the number one shows on these different streaming platforms.
yes.
And this last week, so this information was not out that week, so I'll give myself that, but
Yes.
I still think the information was incorrect anyway. Severance is now the number one show,
Yeah.
and it overtook Ted Lasso. So Ted Lasso was, I don't know what I was pulling up where they were getting that
It's
information.
okay. It's all right.
So I just want
I-
everybody to,
Yeah. And I think Severance, that makes a lot more sense.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
And I'm glad they got it.
yes, everybody should be watching it.
Yeah.
Did you see, very off topic, but I saw it today, the tweet where it's Serena Carpenter, she's like, has a new music video, and somebody's like, why did I think she was going to be on Severance?
Yeah.
And one person said, close enough, hey again, Miss Cobell.
Yes.
And then Apple just retweeted it and said, short and severed.
Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, I love that. Yeah, that video is very funny from the back because
Mhm.
it's Sabrina's back.
Yeah.
And yeah. And someone, have you seen The Substance?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. But do you know about The
Mhm.
Substance? Someone said that, yes,
Yeah.
Sabrina is Patricia Arquette's
Mhm.
when she takes the substance. Yeah. The internet's very funny.
Some days it's on a roll. I'm just like laughing, especially when like big stuff happens
Yeah.
that we shouldn't be laughing at, but we should.
This is, again, off topic, but I think for me, the funniest day on Twitter, I was in tears. I don't think I've laughed this hard ever, was January 6th.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know if you were on Twitter during that day.
Yes.
But yeah.
It was that day. Luigi Day was
Yeah. that
pretty
was
big
good.
day.
Yeah.
And I think there was one other
The
one.
Alabama Brawl was really funny.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole internet during that was
Mhm.
great. 'Cause
Mhm.
I saw things from TikTok and stuff like that.
Yeah, it
but
was wild.
Yeah.
On those moments, I'm like, this is why I'm here.
Exactly
This
why
is-
I'm here. That's all I need.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, going into the topic of the week, we are jumping into TV genres. I don't want to say it's like the history of TV genres. It's just
Discussion.
Yeah, of TV genres. And when we were doing the history of television, Chelsea made a disclaimer being like, according to Chelsea, and I'm going to make this disclaimer saying, according to Ellen. I'm starting off with comedy this week, and then we're doing other genres the following weeks. So, comedy, TV genres. They are different subgenres of comedy in TV land. The ones we most know are sitcom, variety shows, sketch comedy, improvisational comedy, news comedy, and animated shows. These are the ones I'm gonna, focus on. And maybe I'll come back after if we have time and mention the other ones that are mentioned, but like not worth talking about. Okay, let's start with sitcoms. So sitcoms, short for situational comedy.
I read that too, and I was like, oh yeah, that is what it stands for. You just never. It's like one of those words you just don't think about
No, at all.
until you're like, oh yeah.
That makes sense. And it actually started on the radio in 1926 in the US. And then the first TV sitcom was from the UK in 1946. And then the first TV sitcom in the US was in 1947, and it was called Mary Kay and Johnny. I guess details about sitcoms, they're always a half hour in length. They actually wrote 22 minutes, allowing for 8 minutes in advertising. Always have a recurring cast of characters and set. So the continuity is important for like the development of storyline, characters, all of that. What do I want to say about this? Sitcoms, they first started with a live studio audience, and then they got moved to single cam. I never really watched live studio ones until later on in life. Did you?
What do you mean by that?
Like Two and a Half Men, Jamie Foxx show, like the ones with the laughing tracks in the back. Was that before your time, or did your parents have that on?
I'm trying to think. I mean, I'm sure there were some, but
Yeah.
it definitely was not like a staple.
Yeah, in your household.
Hmm.
Okay. What else do I want to say about this?
Yeah, I looked up some of the live studio shows because it's kind of hard to tell, like, when you're watching them now, because they have laugh tracks,
Yeah.
which, if you watch those shows without a laugh track, it's kind of sad.
Yeah, it would not hit the same.
But some of them that were interesting to me, I guess, was Seinfeld was in front of a live studio audience. Friends was not.
No.
Cheers was in front of a live studio audience. And That 70s Show.
Was?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. All the way through?
I think so.
Wow.
The Big Bang Theory, your favorite.
Yes.
And then also a show that we have not talked about is The New Adventures of Old Christine. Have you?
I've heard of it.
Okay, so it has Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Yeah.
And it is actually such a good sitcom.
Oh.
You should really go watch it. It's
Yeah.
very easy, even kill,
Yeah.
funny, cute, not serious.
Got ya.
She's amazing, as she always is.
Yes.
And so, yeah, you should go watch it.
Okay.
But I was surprised that it was filmed in front of a live audience because it's a relatively new show.
That's what I figured, like 2000, early
2010s, yeah.
And everyone loves JLD.
Mhm.
She's amazing with everything she does,
Didn't
especially with comedy.
Didn't Variety just say that her role in Veep was like the #1 comedy
I think so. Yeah.
acted role?
Yeah. Was it you that I was talking to with this? That's so interesting. I just had this conversation. Oh, I think it was wow, someone else is about to get us.
Oh.
No, maybe it wasn't him. Who was I talking about? It wasn't you?
About what? What? I don't even know what you're talking about.
About the variety list.
I mean, you tweeted it, so I read it, but I don't remember us
But
talking
we
about
didn't
it.
talk about how other people deserve to be
Mm-mm.
up top or down.
No.
Damn, who was this with? Okay, sorry, I will move on. But the list, #1 is correct, but I feel like, Steve Carell, Michael Scott should have been higher. A few people should have been higher. And then some, I feel like maybe they just paid to be on the list.
I mean, that probably is true.
Yeah, because I was like, I don't even know. Because it was a character from each one TV show.
Mm-hmm.
So you couldn't name 2 characters from one TV show on the list, which I thought was a cool task to give someone.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it kind of helps
Yeah.
broaden your search.
Exactly. I Love Lucy. I guess that's the big TV show you talk about when talking about comedy, TV comedy, and I Love Lucy is known for actually like pioneering TV comedy in terms of sitcoms because it premiered in 1951. 19 new comedies premiered that year. 7 lasted more than 1 year out of that 19. And then only 1 lasted more than 2 years out of that 7.
And I guess it was I Love Lucy.
Exactly. It ran for 5 years. Literally, they say it's the most important 5 years of sitcom comedy history.
It was 5 years? That's it?
5 years, yeah. I know, but 179 episodes,
Okay.
you know? It was the first TV show based in California and not in New York.
Okay.
And then the first to be done on film rather than live. And it kind of pioneered so sitcoms has a method in characters, I guess. They would say, from this article or paper I read, I loved that they wrote this, but basically they said women would be scatterbrained but extremely clever, men would be loud. I'm pretty sure they wrote something else about men, I just didn't type it. And then the friends would be dupes and accomplices. So then when I read that, I thought about like every sitcom I knew, and I was like, check, check, check.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm, I I wrote why I love sitcoms. I think they are silly situations that really are over the top if it happened in real life, but it brings such depth to the characters as they work through those situations.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the coolest thing to see played out, and then also you get to laugh from it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my favorite thing ever. Yeah, and then I guess just the 21st century brought in the use of single camera usage. And yeah, that's all I have. I guess also the 80s was
Mm-hmm.
another. So in the 50s, it pioneered. It took a downturn, and then in the 80s, it took an upturn again, and it's kind of been steady from then on.
Mm-hmm.
Did you find anything about sitcoms that you want to talk about?
No, I wrote down a couple of like the multicam ones that I thought of,
Mm-hmm.
and I did kind of look through lists to jog my memory, and then some single camera, because one, I always get those terms confused
Yeah.
in my head, so I wanted to be like, okay, this is what each one means.
Yeah.
And then I have a specific show that I want to talk about that does both, and
Yeah.
I think it's very. Are you gonna talk? Do you know what I'm talking about? Are
I
you gonna
do.
talk about it?
Can I explain the difference between single and
Yeah. Yeah.
multi-camera use?
Mhm.
Basically, single camera is when you can tell a scene is cut back and forth, and then multi-camera is the switch is in the same space.
Yeah, and it's at a different angle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is very confusing. So if you didn't get that from this explanation, you're not dumb. It is what it is.
I think if you just think about these shows, because the way that they're stylized, it makes so much sense. So like Frasier, Will and Grace, Mike and Molly, Two Broke Girls, Mad About You, Friends. Those are multicam.
Yeah.
They're like kind of two dimensional in a way.
Yeah.
And then you have single camera, so like 30 Rock, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Gilligan's Island, which I thought was interesting because that's true. It is single camera
Yeah.
in the age of very multicam shows.
Yeah.
So I thought that stuck out to me. Office, Young Sheldon, and Schitt's Creek, all those ones. There's a couple that just I saw and I was like, oh, I forgot about those. But the one that I wanted to talk about that does both is Kevin Can Go F Himself.
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
I did the first episode.
And then you stopped. You didn't finish.
I didn't like it. Yeah.
I think you need to revisit it.
I've tried.
Okay.
I've tried because I have heard this exact response from other people.
Yeah.
And it was just too bleh for me.
It is. I think it is a lot. I think what I ultimately really liked about it was the use. So to kind of establish the premise, because they use both multicam and single cam.
Yeah.
So the idea is it's this woman and her husband, and it's set in a sitcom style. So it's multicam, and he's being all goofy. It's kind of like King of Queens.
Yeah.
He's being an idiot. She has to clean up the mess. His father lives with them, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever she's with her husband, it is a multicam show.
Yeah.
You have the overhead lights.
Yeah.
And then anytime he's not in the room, so she'll walk into the kitchen, it becomes a single camera. Lights are like they would be in a normal drama.
Yes.
And the shift between her attitude, the way she acts, and the characters around her, it's so interesting the way they do it.
Yeah. I agree
And
with that.
That's kind of what kept me watching it,
Yeah.
because it keeps the pace very interesting.
Yeah.
I also liked the story very much, but
Yeah.
I just thought it was such a unique idea, and I think they executed it perfectly.
Yeah, I agree with the camera work, all of that. I guess from it going to multi, which is the comedy,
Mhm.
to the single, which is I guess the drama aspect of the show, the switches I couldn't handle within myself. I felt like you're making me experience, or you're making me have to experience too many things, and it was too confusing for my little heart.
Yeah, it is a
'Cause
lot.
yeah,
Yeah.
the drama is a lot.
Hmm. And the shifts are hard shifts. It's
Yeah,
not like a pause. It is she's in the living room. It is the multicam, all bright, and then she walks into the kitchen, and it's just shift completely very dark,
yeah,
straight on her.
yes,
Yeah.
and yeah, there was just no warning, and it was pretty intense.
Hmm.
And I was like, oh my God, I don't know if I can do this. So I haven't gotten past the first episode, but you've watched the whole season?
Hmm. No, there's like 3 seasons, I
Oh,
think. Yeah.
dang. Oh, so it did pretty well.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I think
Okay.
everybody should watch it, especially if you're interested in the way TV is filmed.
Yes. Definitely, if our description of multi-use cameras or single-use cameras is confusing, put on the first episode of the show and you'll understand right away.
Mhm.
Because, yeah, it's a great description or depiction of how it's done. I agree with that. I feel like you said you were going to mention something else.
No, that was it.
Okay. That was basically the sitcoms.
Do you want to tell me what are your favorite sitcoms?
Okay, so like traditional sitcoms.
Just okay, so let's do what's your favorite multicam
Yeah.
sitcom and what's your favorite single cam sitcom?
Sitcom. Okay, My Wife and Kids is probably my favorite. Is that multicam?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's multicam.
Yes. That was off top of my head. I didn't look it up. I didn't write it down. Single cam sitcom. That's hard. That's hard. I'm trying to like really, really think. Maybe V?
Okay.
Oh, no, I don't know. It switches. I feel like comedy. I don't know. I don't like this question.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean. I'm just.
No, it's because it feels like I'm having to choose between my babies.
Yeah, and
it's
like somebody's gonna be like, "Well, you said it was
Yeah,
this one," and you
yeah.
can never say that you loved another show.
Ever again, right? So it's like, I don't know. I don't know. And I feel like Veep was the cop-out answer, so
You can't go wrong with Veep.
you can, and that's what I'm saying. I
Yeah.
feel like I just mentioned it because I'm like, you can put that on. And, yeah. I don't know. What about you?
I don't know either, so I'm not gonna.
You don't have a multicam? I feel like that one's easier because there's less to.
I mean, there's like comfort ones and then ones that I actually enjoy watching,
Hmm.
and so it just depends.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. What's a comfort one? Because I think My Wife is probably my comfort one. Like I feel like, yeah, that they're the set of the house
Mm-hmm.
is just forever ingrained in my mind. You know. So
Yeah.
what's one?
Probably Friends.
Yeah.
Because yeah,
Yeah.
watched it a lot. Did you see though that there's a show, I think maybe it's already out, Papa's House.
Yes.
And have you watched any of it yet?
I have.
Is it good?
It's not.
I didn't. I wanted to watch it, but I was like, I don't know if it's gonna be good or not.
Yeah, it's
So-
not the best. Shockingly, because they're both great comedic
Mhm.
actors in general.
Yeah.
I think the premise is maybe just corny. I keep saying corny today, but listen, that's what they keep giving us, so that's what they're going to get in response. And you're not going to pick a single use camera one?
I mean, if you're going on, probably 30 Rock.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. I thought you would say that. I was like, really?
Or Arrested Development, because we're rewatching that right now, and somebody on Twitter pointed out that the only other show that they could think of that had like more um, attention to detail in the background other than Severance is Arrested Development.
Okay.
And I was like, you know what, that might be true, and I need to study that statement.
Okay.
Hmm.
So you've started to watch it, or you're about to?
We're currently just rewatching it,
Okay.
just kind of in the background every once in a while, so I want to start like focusing on it.
To see the
Mhm.
okay, I got you. Okay, so then from sitcoms, I guess I want to do subgenres of sitcoms.
Hmm.
Okay, we didn't mention animated sitcoms.
Yeah.
Did you do any research about that, or ones that you liked, your favorite one?
I wrote down a couple just as examples. One that popped in my head is King of the Hill.
Mm-hmm.
I did not watch it until I was an adult, and it very much has aged really well.
Yeah.
And so I did, if I was going to mention any of them, probably that one
Okay.
because I think it was very smart for its time, and it's continued to, yeah.
Be great and
hmm
solid.
Yeah, because you would think that Hank's just being like a curmudgeon old dad and like not accepting of his family, but he actually just loves his family so much, and he's not very judgmental of them, and
Yeah.
he just loves them, and so yeah.
Yeah. I like that. Um, I guess I would say if I'm doing like nostalgia, like from what I watched when I was little and that holds up, The Proud Family.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever watch the reboot that they did on Disney Plus?
Mm-mm.
I did. It was great.
Was it?
Yeah, I actually really liked it.
Okay.
I don't think they were. I think they did 2 seasons, maybe just one. And then one, I didn't watch the Boondocks growing up. I don't even think it was like advertised outside of the U.S. Maybe it was, but I picked it up as a teenager and solid. Yeah,
I
solid.
never watched that.
You should. It's satirical and it's just
Okay.
yeah, great and smart and funny.
Mm-hmm.
Then I guess we could do mockumentary. I'm just still sticking with sitcoms, but the different subgenres. And then we can do like news comedy and sketch comedy and all that next. But mockumentary, I think that's an important thing to not important, but worth talking about because I think we've gotten great TV shows
Mm-hmm.
from this style. And a mockumentary is mock and documentary, and it's a TV show just depicting fictional events, but presented as a documentary. It's a term that originated in the 1960s and then was popularized in the 1990s. And, you know, we got The Office from it, Modern Family, Parks and Rec, What We Do in the Shadows, Abbott.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize this when I was researching. Have you ever heard of Summer Heights High?
I wrote that show down.
Yay!
And I've actually been meaning to ask you because I love that show. I would be like, it's an Australian show. Is this like something that people that lived in Australia actually like? Or
like
is
S
it?
Club plus S Club 7.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that show.
Yes, I did too. And I did not I didn't realize it was a mockumentary when I was watching it back then. But then when I was doing this research, I was like, wait, yeah, it was. And I think that's really cool.
Yeah, that show is. I didn't really like the other ones that he did as much. Chris Tilly,
Yeah.
he does all these other kind of characters. They're funny, but Summer Heights High, Jamais King.
Yes. Just classic. I might rewatch that.
Yes, I need to get Drake to watch it. It's just like we haven't watched it together, and
Yeah. He's never seen it ever.
I've shown him clips.
Okay, yeah. That's gonna be amazing too. I love watching a funny thing with someone who hasn't seen it before because it's like you're about to have the time of your life and you have no idea.
And you open up so much like comedy you can have together.
Yes.
You can have all these references now
Yeah.
that they didn't get before.
Yeah, that's so true. Oh, I love that. Okay. So yeah, mockumentary styles. I don't know. Do you think they're getting played out?
They can.
Yeah.
You got to be really careful.
Yes. I agree. Okay. That was just a thought I had when I was writing these down because I guess the latest one is St. Denis Medical.
And that's where I'm kind of like, is this played out a little too much?
Yeah.
Because it kind of feels just a little.
Too much.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you. Also, maybe the setting matters and the characters matter. Yeah. Okay. Then we shall go to sketch comedy. Because do I want to go to sketch comedy? What did I write here? Yeah, sketch comedy. Sketch comedy. Sorry. Before sitcoms, so sketch comedy pioneered comedy television in the 1950s. A show called Your Show of Shows. I've never heard of it. It was a variety show by Sid Caesar. And then we go to, and a description of sketch comedies. And the difference from the sitcom is that they don't feature recurring characters and also they don't feature the same set. So it's just different bits and you get the whole story told in one set or one scene. It peaked in America in the mid-1970s with SNL. That's what the article said. I don't know if Lauren Michael wrote this, or I think it was Wikipedia. I don't know if he edited it.
Probably.
And SNL premiered in 1975, created by Lauren Michael. And then we also had, I'm going to mention sketch comedies worth mentioning.
Yeah.
In Living Color, which was created by Keenan Ivory Wayans. Speaking of.
Oh, I did not know that.
Uh-huh.
Interesting.
Yeah. The Wayans are truly
Yeah.
Hollywood royalty.
Yeah. I did not know that with that show.
Yeah. And that was created in 1990 and ran for 4 years, ended in 1994, so just before I was born. And then after that, we had All That,
Mm-hmm.
and that was from 1994 to 2005. And by the way, did you ever watch the Nickelodeon documentary on All That? I didn't either, so I didn't write who was created by, because I know they did mean things to children. Then we had Kenan and Kel, created by Kim Bass, who also created Sister Sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's definitely a name too that you'll see around
Yes.
a lot.
Yeah. And also thank God for her, because she really did give us great TV.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then so Kenan and Kel was created in 1996, and it was a spinoff from All That. Oh, sorry. Before that, we got Mad TV in 1995. Did you ever watch Mad TV?
Yeah, it wasn't quite my speed.
Yeah, it was.
Too weird.
That's a really nice way to put it. It ran for a really long time there, 14 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
I got introduced to Mad TV when we were living in Australia, I believe. And it was just like from this one clip. I didn't have time to Google it on YouTube, so I can't even remember what it was called. But maybe I will while I'm rambling off. But it was the funniest thing I had seen in that time. And I couldn't stop referencing it when I was like 14 or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was so great. So then from that, then Kenan and Kel in 1996, then I didn't look up The Chappelle Show.
Oh yeah, it was early 2000s.
Yes.
Like 2002 or something like that, and it was only on for 2 seasons.
Yeah, that's why it's kind of a cult classic, because people believe it got canceled way before.
I think it got canceled when it should because it's like Key and Peele, like you could have kept doing that for so long.
Yeah.
And you would have gotten tired of it. So
Yeah.
I think that maybe we could have gotten it for another season or two, but I think keeping it in the
2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you. Oh, actually got 3 seasons.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
What year did it start?
2003.
Yes. I love guessing and being really close.
Yeah, 3 seasons. Okay. I felt like 2 seasons too. The way people talk about the injustice of it all, but I understand. And then we got Key and Peele, which I think is my Aaron is my favorite.
Drake and I will quote that show so many times, and we'll just be laying there and we'll just watch this. We watch the same skits over and over, like we'll just every month, just once, especially the terrorist one.
Yes, so funny.
Yeah, they're all just great.
I don't know if because it's the latest sketch comedy to come out, so it's fresh in everyone's mind, or if it's really just that good that like millennials remember it the most. I don't know, but it was truly everything and more.
It's so good.
Yeah, the quotables, how smart they were, and yeah, it was just so fun.
That's so good.
Yeah, I agree. Sketch comedies. Do you have anything to say about it?
So I have 4. I wrote more down, but I had 4 that I highlighted that I was like, need to talk about these.
Yeah.
One, which they counted this as sketch comedy, so I was like, sure. The Soup. It was on E, hosted by Joel McHale.
Yeah.
And that is when, as a 12-year-old, I developed a very unhealthy crush on this man that continues to this day. And my love for comedy. Joel McHale? Yes.
You know he has a new TV show out?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Animal Control?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been watching it.
Oh, it's not new. I guess it's 3 seasons.
Yeah, it's on the 2nd or 3rd season now.
Yeah. You've been watching it?
Yeah.
Okay, you've never mentioned it.
It has yet to be mentionable.
Okay.
I'm just enjoying it currently.
Okay, got you.
Anyway, so that was a very like defining show.
Okay, wait, sorry. Animal Control. Is it good? Because I've seen
Yeah,
it.
it's
Okay.
actually cute. It's very cute.
Okay. All right. So worth checking out, or
Yes. Yeah.
okay, gotcha.
Sesame Street. Because when I was thinking, I
Ah,
was like sketch comedy. I was like, would Sesame Street be qualified as that? And it
yeah,
very much is.
that's a good one.
Um, and then there's At Home with Amy Sedaris.
Yes.
It was on, it's like on True TV now. It was on HBO Max for a while, so that's why I was watching it. It is so funny, and I love Amy Sedaris. I hope to grow up to be her.
Oh.
That's like my goal in life. I think she's amazing, and the
Oh.
show's so funny.
Okay.
And
It's on True TV.
I think so, yeah. Or you can buy episodes on YouTube.
Okay.
And then
Wow.
another one is the Ben Stiller show.
Mm-hmm.
People talk about this. It's like a cult classic. It
Yeah.
was only one season, MTV. I've never watched it, so I want to go watch it.
Yeah, that's a good one. I've never watched it either, but I've heard it like be talked about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so true. Did he have like notable? Well, like, did you do any Googles on it? The Ben Stiller show.
Mm-mm.
Okay, because there were some where it's like, oh, that person came from this sketch comedy or
Mm-mm.
something. So I wonder if he had like notable people.
I feel like it overlapped with the Mr. Show, which had what's his name from Better Call Saul?
Oh, Brian.
No,
Yeah,
the
oh,
Saul, whoever Saul plays him, and why can't I remember him?
Bob. No.
Bob Odenkirk, yeah. I feel like there's overlap there somehow, but I didn't Google it, so.
Yeah. Okay. That's really cool. Okay, so that is sketch comedies. Then let's take you to let's do why can I say this word? Improvisational comedy. I just gotta talk slower. So improv comedy is no definitive script, but there is like a rough outline of stories, but the dialogue is up to the actors, which I think is the most impressive thing ever. Have you ever tried improv before?
Yeah.
Oh, for real?
hmm
Did you like it?
Yeah, I did it in high school,
Okay.
and I loved it.
Okay, I was gonna say.
But I've refused to do it as an adult because it's a thing.
Okay, but you also said yeah, like you're really good at it.
I loved it. It is I think taking improv and practicing improv like on a daily basis is just such a great way to live your life because the whole premise is yes and.
Yeah.
And so you have to it helps you play off of people a lot better, especially if you're like uncomfortable in a social situation. Kind of just imagine it being improv and you're just yes anding them.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I guess it does teach you, yeah, like life skills in ways you probably wouldn't have realized.
You're like more body awareness, you're in the moment.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that movie that Mike Birbiglia did with Key called
Oh,
the about improv? Gosh, it was so good. I'll have to look it
No.
up.
at all.
Anyway, continue.
Okay.
Improv.
There are no laughing tracks or punchlines or anything. And I guess the most notable improv comedies are Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh, I didn't know that was improv. Okay.
That I didn't either. Okay, thank you. Because I was like, have I been watching this wrong?
Yeah, that's really impressive.
Yeah, that's what I thought and think. And I think they should get awarded more and more, but they were getting a lot of awards whenever award season came around, and now I understand why it was all improv. And then also Reno 911.
Which that one does kind of make sense,
Yeah,
but it's so good.
yeah.
That's how they get just these absurd situations.
It actually makes more sense
Mhm.
when you realize it's all improv.
There's no way somebody could write that down.
No, and if they did, you would be so like you'd be reading it so concerned.
You'd be like, we're not putting this on TV.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Exactly. They also wrote, well, the internet said, whose line is it anyway?
Yeah, but it's not really.
I would put that more, I want to say, so there were a couple, but I want to say it's not news comedy either, though. Maybe panel. There's a subgenre called panel comedy. and I'll maybe say it's more of that.
Yeah, when I was doing some of this, I felt like there was a lot of overlap in some of these categories.
Yeah, I agree. Did you ever watch Whose Line Is It
Hmm.
Anyway?
Yeah, loved it.
I did too.
That's another one we'll just watch YouTube clips.
Yeah, there is one, and I was gonna mention it because I'm now going into news comedy.
Hmm.
And there was a show from the UK called Mock the Week. Have you
Hmm.
ever heard of it?
I've heard of it, but I didn't watch it.
Okay, it is so funny. I found it when I was in college. Like, I remember being in my room and coming across it, and I just spent like the entire weekend just watching episode after episode. And it's like a panel show, but a panel comedy show. And so it's six comedians. They get divided into groups, and it's kind of every week they are presented with like what's been happening in the news, and they're different categories, and they have to make jokes off the top of their head, like freestyling, and get points for their team. And it's just so funny.
So there's a show, I actually just watched the first episode of season 2. It's on HBO, and it's the second season. Maybe I already said that. Called I Have News for You. It's hosted by Roy Wood Jr., and it's
Yes.
almost the exact same premise. It
Yes.
has Amber Ruffin, Michael Ian Black, which I saw them together on New Year's Eve, like at the,
Amber and Michael?
all of them.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, why are these three together? I was like, I love it, but
Yeah.
and it's because they have that show together. And then they have two guests that are not necessarily comedians. They might be more like people that are involved in politics,
Okay.
or
Like coming in every
and they all make jokes.
Okay. I wrote that one down, and then there's another one on Paramount called At Midnight. No, wait, called After Midnight, and it's hosted by Taylor Tomlinson.
Mhm.
And I feel like from the trailers I've seen, it's kind of similar to Mock the Week as well.
Mhm.
And
It's
that,
a little bit more cultural based.
yes, yeah, yeah. I guess Mock the Week had both cultural and news. And it was actually a spinoff off a show called After Midnight. No, At Midnight on Comedy Central,
Mm-hmm.
hosted by Chris Hardwick.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever watch that?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, neither. I do want to check out Taylor Tomlinson's and oh no, why did I forget his name? The one on HBO.
Oh, Roy Wood Jr. Yeah. Taylor Tomlinson's one. I watched that pretty regularly. You don't find the whole show, but there's 3 clips of the show on YouTube.
Yeah.
And so I'll watch those throughout the week.
Okay. That's good. I also would like to be a guest on one of those shows
Mm-hmm.
to see if I really do have what it takes for. I feel like it's more situational jokes off the top of your head, and that's my kind of brand of comedy.
Mm-hmm. And so this might be a different topic. Is shows like not Weekend, the Daily Show, would that fall under that?
News
Or
comedy?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Yeah.
then do you watch Last Week with John Oliver?
Yes.
So good, so sad.
Yeah.
I love it. And I love John Oliver.
Me too. News comedy, a genre that brings humor into stories reported on the mainstream news, creating like fictional jokes, satirical jokes. It's been on TV since the 1960s. The Daily Show, I guess, is the most notoriable show that does this. That was created in 1996, which I did not know. And then Jon Stewart began hosting it in 1999.
Oh, okay. I thought it was
Mhm.
original host.
Mm. They did mention who was the original host, but I didn't thought it was worth writing down. And during the 2000 elections, U.S. elections, it was reported that 435,000 young adults watched Stewart's coverage compared to 459,000 watching like the actual news. So people were really trusting him and tuning in, and well, the young adults were, and wanting to also get a laugh out of it, which I love, and I think we still do. Yeah.
Twitter is not my news source. John Oliver is not my news source. It is my first line of defense. And then I go from there, and whatever I'm like, oh, I need to look into this a little bit more.
That's a great way to put it. Yeah, that's exactly for me too.
To filter out all the other nonsense.
Yeah. Then I wrote Mock the Week as being news comedy as well, because you did learn about things happening in the news and the other shows we just mentioned. So were your two just John Oliver and The Daily Show
Hmm.
that you watched? Me too. Do you like one more than the other? I'm guessing John Oliver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like The Daily Show because it's every night during the week or most nights. John Oliver's just like one topic, and it's always very intense, but it's so thorough.
Yeah.
It is so good too. So,
I agree. That is all I have for news comedy. I did want to mention that I don't know if you've noticed, but a lot of the comedy that we enjoy come from the Brits.
hmm
And I just thought it was cool to notice and mention and point out. And I just think they got humor down.
do you mean between us or Americans?
Americans. Americans have their own style of comedy,
Mhm.
yes, sure. But they take
Inspiration.
like the original concept comes from the UK.
Yes, yeah. Because British comedy is very different.
Agreed.
I love the IT crowd, but that show really doesn't make any sense.
No.
Why is Neil or Noel Fielding in the office room
Yeah.
dressed as a vampire? That doesn't make
Yeah.
any sense. But
Yeah.
he is, and I love it.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, the UK humor it does not do well in the US, but it is really cool to see how they change it to bring it over here. Some like Veep. I feel like Veep works here and there
Mhm.
without it being changed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But then The Office, the UK version and the US version are similar but different.
hmm
Have you seen the the UK version?
It's really good.
Yeah, it is.
They try to make the IT crowd here in the US. It still had, oh, what's his name? The not Chris O'Dowd, but the other guy, the nerdy guy.
Oh.
Anyway,
Yeah.
it had him, and then Joel McHale was Chris O'Dowd's character, and it was not good. I love Joel McHale, but that was not
Well,
good.
yeah, I could have told you that.
Well, still watch it.
So I'm guessing you watch Community since we're on Joel McHale.
I love Joel McHale.
Mm-hmm.
I love Allison Brie. I love Donald Glover.
Yes.
I love all those actors. I did not like that show.
What?
I watched it. I enjoyed it, but I have no urge to watch it again.
Yeah.
It just didn't suck me in.
Wow.
I know.
That is shocking.
I know.
It's very shocking.
But I did make myself watch it so I'd understand all the references.
Could make yourself like it was the hardest task ever.
There was a lot of episodes.
Joel McHale will hear this, and first he'll hear you say you have a crush on him, and then he'll hear you insulting his greatest work.
The
That
Soup is his greatest work, so
I wouldn't know. I was not in love with him at 12 years old. I never watched The Suit.
I'll send you some YouTube clips.
Community was great. I loved it, truly. Way more than I should have, honestly.
Say, I was the other way around.
No. I also don't know if it aged well.
I don't think it
I don't think it did. It was one of those ones where it's like, yeah, no. Okay. Did I miss anything regarding comedy that you might want to talk about?
The only other thing that I wrote down, so you kind of mentioned this, it really started around with the variety shows, which led to the sitcoms,
Yeah.
and variety shows very much are not really a thing as much anymore.
Yeah.
But when I was thinking about it, I was like, well, what is an example of a variety show now? We have been getting more recently the comedy variety shows. So that's like Nate Bargatze had one this year, Sabrina Carpenter had one, and Casey Musgrave had one a couple years ago.
Yeah.
So they're kind of bringing that style back, not necessarily as like a weekly thing, but
Like specials?
yes,
Yeah.
which I think is interesting.
I do too.
Um,
Do you think people are getting sold on it? Like, do you think our generation...
Maybe because they're usually around a holiday and they're family oriented. And so I could see people being like, hey, let's just sit down and watch this.
Yeah,
'Cause
that's
it's
great.
an hour long. It's kind of funny, you know,
Yeah, that's a great point.
sitting around the Christmas tree kind of thing.
Yeah. And it's usually based around a celebrity,
Mhm.
bringing on other celebrities. Did you watch the Sabrina Carpenter one?
Mhm.
Was it good? Okay. That's all we need to know. The variety sketch comedies start pioneering the whole comedy on TV thing, and it just sort of being carried just by SNL really being the consistent one is really surprising. And I wonder why that is. Because when we do get like a Chappelle Show, a Key and Peele, or whatever, they do well.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, the only other two that I wrote down, because I guess I only wrote down two, and then those specials. The Muppet Show is technically, and I loved the Muppet Show as a kid.
yeah,
I think the Muppets are so funny. I think the even like Sesame Street, the way that it is a child friendly show, but they orient these adult, not themes even, but just like things that adult would find funny.
yeah,
I just love the way they do that. And then the Carol Burnett Show, which I think was a pretty big shift to NTV, and she was just such a force
yeah.
at
That's true. I wonder how
that
long
time.
that ran.
I don't
That
know.
was another one. I did not write anything about. You know what? No one on the internet mentioned it. So that
Which is sad, and that's
should.
why I mentioned it.
Yeah. 1967, 11 seasons.
Oh wow, yeah.
Damn. That's incredible. Shout out to her. And the internet clearly hates women.
Yes. Well, I think just
In general?
yes.
Yes. Okay, I think that's it. I mean, yeah, comedy has like a lot of subgenres. I didn't do comedy dramas.
Yeah, because we can, I guess maybe next week I'm going to do drama.
Yeah.
So maybe we can kind of start off by talking comedy drama
Okay.
because I did circle that I would want to talk about that because there needs to be discussion.
I agree.
We need to we are going to define what that is because I wrote down good examples of what those are and then I wrote examples that are not. That is not what they are.
At all.
That's what they're called, but that's not what they are.
The bear.
The boys.
Oh my God, yeah.
So you need to come up with a definition. I'm gonna come up with a definition, and then we're
yeah.
gonna officially make it, and it's gonna be the new one that everybody accepts.
Okay, I love that. Look at us, changing the world one
There
day
we
at a
go.
time.
Yep. All right. So then, until next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Are you watching this? Are you watching this?